All right, back with Rochester native Jamie Lissow performing at the Comedy at the Carlson tonight and tomorrow night. Get your tickets. And he's 2 seasons of Real Rob now on Netflix.
2 seasons of Real Rob on Netflix. Thank you very much.
You were saying you haven't seen any of the episodes yet.
I haven't seen all of them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I've seen like some, but it's funny because when there's just so much that goes into it after you act and stuff. Like there's the sound mixing and all the. So a few months go by and it's a little weird to when you're with your wife. You're like, hey, let's watch me on Netflix.
Are you really critical watching yourself too?
Oh, unbelievably. Unbelievable. I can barely watch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You almost, when you're acting, can you guys watch yourselves on, like, could you watch a repeat of this?
That's true. Like sometimes we are critical of ourselves too.
Oh yeah, the worst. We're our worst critics.
I mean, isn't that hard?
Yeah, totally.
And you almost have to watch it once and then get used to yourself because you're not watching it objectively because it's yourself. You're being too critical.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to think all I do is write off the success of Rob Schneider. It's a lot of what I do.
It's a lot of what you do, but not all of it.
Not all of it. I have stuff I do completely on my own. If you want to check out some of that stuff, you can check out my website, robschneidersfriend.com.
Oh, come on.
I actually almost called you Rob.
No.
Did you?
Has anyone ever said that to you? No, please say that's not true.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Good.
He's the greatest.
He's the comedian. He's being funny. It's a joke, Holland. Don't take it so seriously.
Hey,
jeez.
We were talking about where you live, and we were really surprised.
Alaska?
Yes, I've made a horrible mistake.
What's going on?
How'd you end up there?
So I was doing a show up there, and I met the owner, and he was like this really cool guy. And then he was talking to this like really pretty girl. And then she walked away, and I go up to him, and I go, hey, man. I go, who was that?
Yeah.
And he goes, that's my daughter.
Oh.
And I go, cool. I was just going to ask who everybody was. And who's that? Who's that over there?
Yeah, right.
I'm not trying to sleep with anybody. I'm just getting to lay the laugh. And, but I ended up marrying this girl, the owner's daughter.
And so you had to stay in Alaska.
I had to stay. And I wanted to live in L.A. She wanted to live in Alaska. So we compromised. We live in Alaska.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it always ends up that way, Jamie. You always end up living where the wife lives.
Yeah.
I mean,
Isn't it the right thing to do? In all seriousness, though, I travel. She should be able to decide where we live. That's kind of how I feel about it.
You got your home roots there.
Yeah, plus that's her family, and And
we got to live here for a while, because when I was on Weez, we did 5 years here when my son was born, so that was cool. So we kind of,
Yeah, because, it's not like a little jaunt up to Alaska.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh my
it's very far away. So I have a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
Boy, girl, boy, what's the mix there?
Boy, girl, boy, you crushed it.
Ah, great. Okay, boy, girl, boy.
You know, with 3 kids, sometimes people will ask me if I have a favorite kid. Which, as a parent, you're not supposed to have.
Right.
I have 3.
Yeah, so she knows.
I do. I have a favorite. Is that okay?
Wait,
Can I tell? I'm just going to tell you. It's my neighbor's kid. He is just the most adorable young boy. He's my screensaver.
You don't have to feed and clothe and deal with.
You have 3 too?
I do.
All right. What ages?
8, 5, and 2.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And so we'll try to say, because one boy, he's in the middle. Oh, you're our favorite son. He's the only son.
I have suspected over the years I've done that. Like, who does my mom and dad, who they love more, my sister or myself?
Yeah.
And I think there are times when, I don't know, like I thought like maybe my mom or my dad may be closer to my sister than I am, or, I don't know. They're probably listening right now horrified that I've had these terrible thoughts all these years.
And don't you think you like certain things, there's certain things you love to do with a certain kid?
Exactly. I think maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. That's a safe way to say it in case my children are watching.
Because my mom will say, oh, your sister and I did X, Y, and Z, and I'm like, you did? You never did those things with me.
We don't like that.
That's because nobody likes you, Nora.
Do they think you're funny?
Yeah, do they?
Yeah, I think so. I think I do all right. I actually got a couple jobs doing punch-up, like I do stand-up, but I wrote Real Rob with Rob.
Yeah.
But I get these punch-up gigs, and the most gigs I've been getting recently are children's movies. Like I help because when you have kids, you know what makes.
Yes. You know what's funny.
Yeah, you know what makes a 9-year-old laugh, and a lot of times the studios, none of them have kids.
Yeah.
And so I do what's called like a joke pass, but it's like a kid joke pass.
Oh,
where
that's
I'm like, dude, if you guys write, like if you change this word to butt, I'm like, it's gonna destroy.
Yeah.
You're like, really? I'm like, it will literally.
Booty is popular in my house.
Booty's huge.
Come out and see Jamie, Comedy at the Carlson tonight and tomorrow.
It's a great club. Would love to see you there.